Can you make your summer better in February? Are there things that you can do in the cold midwinter days that can make your summer feel like it's longer? I have 7 things that I put on my February schedule to take care of that will let me have more time on my favorite summer activity, gardening. Hi, and welcome to my homestead, New Brunswick. My name is Elizabeth. Glad you could drop by. This week I have a number of maintenance type chores to do that, if left undone, could become costly. I haven't been procrastinating about them. They have been on the outer edges of my radar and never quite made it to a to-do list. But when my dishwasher wasn't quite getting my dishes as clean as I wanted to them, I realized that it was time to address the issues. And winter is as good a time as any to tackle them. I mean, who wants to be inside in the middle of summer doing maintenance type chores? So let's just jump right in. First up is charging the battery for my riding lawnmower. As part of the winter maintenance, I take the battery out and I store it in the house for the winter. And partway through the winter, I need to charge it. I actually didn't do that last year. I missed that part of the instructions and was delayed in cutting the grass because I had a dead battery. So this is as good a time as any to get it charged. It doesn't take much. I've got a trickle charger, and I just connect it and off I go. It'll tell me when it's done, and I will then just put it back in the cupboard and it will be ready for the spring. Next on my list is the washer. That was new when I bought the house, so I've had the house for about a year and a half. But it was starting to look a little dusty and grungy inside. So I'm going to wipe it down with just a water vinegar solution and then run a cleaning cycle. So let's get going and let's get to it. So this is what I use to run a cleaning cycle, and it's septic tank safe. Now that that's done, wow, I'm really glad I did that. That was, I didn't realize it, but it was getting a little smelly in there too. So I'm glad I did that. And it is a chore that is going on my list for February every year because I really, really like the results. Along with the washer, I'm going to do a little cleaning on the dryer. The dryer is different than the washer. It is nowhere near as new. In fact, it makes me think of something from the 1970s. Oh dear. It is pretty old and not very efficient. Now, I don't use it a lot. I only use it in the winter, and I only do maybe half of the washer load. The rest of it I hang up. But still, it's limping along, and I'm hoping to get a couple more years out of it. But what I need to do is basically do a clean of the door and the lint filter. It looks like the air flows through the door into the lint screen, and there is a buildup of lint all along that area, and it's pretty dirty, and I don't know why. Along with the washer, I'm going to do a little cleaning on the dryer. The dryer is different than the washer. It is nowhere near as new. In fact, it makes me think of something from the 1970s. Oh dear. It is pretty old and not very efficient. Now, I don't use it a lot. I only use it in the winter, and I only do maybe half of the washer load. The rest of it I hang up. But still, it's limping along, and I'm hoping to get a couple more years out of it. But what I need to do is basically do a clean of the door and the lint filter. It looks like the air flows through the door into the lint screen, and there is a buildup of lint all along that area, and it's pretty dirty, and I don't know why. So I'll give it a vacuum and a wipe down. I don't know if doing all of that is going to prolong the life of the dryer. I hope to get a couple more years out of it, but we'll have to wait and see. But it certainly looks better. Next up is the dishwasher. And I suspect that this is going to be one of the bigger jobs. The first thing I'm doing is I'm wiping down all around the doors, and yeah, this is pretty gross. I don't think I should be leaving this job as long as I did. I bought the dishwasher when I moved into the house, and this is the first time I'm really tackling cleaning it, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think it should be cleaned a little more often. I'm also taking out the parts on the inside and cleaning those, and I'm not showing that on camera. It's pretty gross. And then as the final job, I'm putting a bowl of vinegar and then run it through the dishwasher. So the vinegar is septic tank safe, which is important to me. I don't really want to be, doing and cleaning things that require cleaners that are not septic safe. So it was hard to find online how often this should be done. There were some sites that said do it once a month, some sites that said do it once a year, some sites that, really caution you to avoid it because the vinegar can wear out some of the parts. So I figure running a vinegar load once a year is probably a pretty good maintenance tactic, and wiping down and cleaning out the filters can be done more often. Now that that's done, that is it feels good and it looks good. And I have run a load of dishes, and there's a definite improvement. So I'm really glad that I did that. That is going on to my February maintenance list as well. Next on my list is cleaning my dehydrators. I've got two of them. One of them is about 10 years old, and it's an Excalibur, and the poor old thing, I don't know, I don't think it's got many years left in it. But I use those pretty heavily during harvest season, mostly for herbs, but also for kale and Swiss chard, spinach, and I'll make the occasional pasta dish that can be dehydrated. So sometimes it can get a little sticky in there, but for the most part, they don't actually get that dirty. Especially if I'm doing herbs, I just, take one set of herbs out and put the next one in. But now that the season is over and I'm not going to be doing any dehydrating until I get the next harvest, it's a good time to give them both a really good cleaning and put them away. So I clean the trays, and that's just soap and water and a brush. And the liners. So they have plastic perforated liners that help the food as it dehydrates not fall through. So those I washed as well, and then I just put everything back all together in one place and put them away. I know I can get them out now in the summer, and they're fine and they're ready to go, and I don't have to stop when I'm really, really busy and give them a good clean. They're ready to go. This next little maintenance chore is one that I'm rather displeased with myself that I have not followed up with, and that is testing my smoke detectors. I did it when I first moved in, and I just kind of forgot about them, really. Again, they're not on my list of things to do. They're not on my house journal. And I don't know what it is. I'm usually very, very conscientious about this. So it is on my list. I'm going to actually put them on for February and November to make sure that I test them and replace the batteries, because your smoke detector is not something that you don't want to make sure it works. And I know that I'm generally very careful about making sure that I'm fire safe, but still. My sister's house burnt down a year ago, and it was faulty wiring in the wall. So I can be as careful as I want, but that doesn't matter. So let's get that one done. and I'm very happy to see that the batteries worked and they're nice and loud. So I'm glad I did that. And I've made a note of the type of batteries that it takes to make sure that I always keep those on hand so that I do have batteries to replace them, and it's not something that's, going to sit there and wait until my next trip to town. The final thing I'm going to do is not necessarily a maintenance job. It's a job that I would be very embarrassed if it didn't get done before spring, and that is putting the Christmas tree back in the garage. I store the tree in a great big bin, and after Christmas, when I took the tree down, we had a whole lot of snow out there. And I didn't really want to try and drag this thing through the snow and drag snow into the garage. So I got the snowblower out last week and cleared a lot of the snow, and I cleared a path from the carport to the garage. So I'm getting that put away because, yeah, I really don't want that there in the spring. That's just, yeah, that would just be sheer laziness on my part. So I'm glad I got that done. So it's not really a maintenance job. It's just a, yeah, I'd be pretty embarrassed if it didn't get done. That's all the maintenance jobs that I'm going to do. I am sure that if I look hard enough, there are a bunch more, but those are ones that, if things went wrong, I would really have to take the time to take care of them, and I don't think I need to be doing that in summer. I want to be outside. I've got enough to do. I don't want to be stuck doing, cleaning the washer, fixing the dehumidifier because it doesn't work, or in some cases having to replace them because I'm not maintaining them. I hate to think that I couldn't get the battery charged and have to go down to the city to get a new battery. Some of the maintenance jobs, if I don't do them, are costly. They're now on my house journal for February, and none of them took a particularly huge amount of time. In the span of a week, I can get each one of them done, taking no more than half an hour a day to do them. That goes a long way to peace of mind when it comes to the summer, or even, the days afterwards when I just don't have to think they're going to break down. That's it for this week. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and I would love it if you would subscribe and join our community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.